This episode of the Supper Club is brought to you by Senza Hotel.
Here's the toast. There's nothing like good food, good wine, and a bad girl.
Cheers, everyone. Cheers. Very fantastic.
Welcome to our home. This is where we're going to host Supper Club over here under the pergola.
My name is Jeremy Jackson from the Meet Me in Napa podcast.
I'm Allison Day. I'm from Napa, California, and I own a digital marketing agency.
My name is Omar Martin. I'm from East Oakland, California. I work for Moet Hennessy.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Simba, rapper, actor.
My name is Sarah Flick. I'm from Charleston, South Carolina, and I own a digital marketing agency.
My name is Jock McDonald. I actually don't drink wine except on Mondays or Tuesdays or maybe Thursdays or Saturdays.
Welcome everybody to Fantasca. It's wonderful to have you here.
I'm Susan Hoff,
I'm Dwayne Hoff.
and we're from St. Helena, California, and I'm the proprietress of Fantasca Estate and Winery.
And I'm the proprietor. You're in for a treat tonight.
Welcome to Supper Club, where conversation is the main course. 8 compelling minds gathered around one table for a night of fine wine, exquisite food, and thought-provoking dialogue. No scripts, no filters, just real talk coupled with food and wine in unforgettable settings. Pour a glass. The Supper Club is about to begin.
We've got tonight for you a local king salmon gravlax cured with beet and dill. It's wrapped around some frisee, sea bean, and dill, and then that's got a caraway rye tuile to go with it.
And you're meant to pair this with the Champagne Collard Picard, which is from the Epernay village. This is the Racine, which is 100% Pinot Meunier. Enjoy.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, Chef.
Yeah. So we worked at a small little Midwestern company, and then it became really big. Yes. But it started as a family company. It was doing everything it could to just survive, so it was ultra competitive. The nice thing about wine is it's not really competitive because people are at different stages with what kinds of wines they like, and there's always something for everybody to enjoy.
And nobody comes to Napa and tries one wine and goes home.
Absolutely.
So it's really important to me. It's really important to me that my neighbors make good wine so that you come back again.
Right.
So,
Yes.
and we inherited that from Robert Mondavi and from the Martinelli family and from the Gallo brothers. That idea of we're in this together, that camaraderie.
Do you feel like that's still happening?
Absolutely.
Do you see your wines elevating with the new culture and things in that nature? Like, how do you stay relevant outside of your core consumer base? That's what I'll always be curious about.
It's a good question.
It's a great question.
The question
it's
of the day.
It's something
Yes.
that's shifting dramatically.
Right.
So it used to be that wine was about exclusivity. And now, if I take my kids to dinner and we have a really special bottle of wine, they can take a picture of it and find it on their phone. And it may be expensive, but it's not exclusive.
Right.
So now what it's about those treasured experiences. So Fantasca aspires to have the best tasting experience in the Napa Valley. There's enough space here that you've got the ultimate privacy. You're going to have a private tasting. You're going to have a very private, personal experience. And you're going to get to know these wines and the people who made them and the place they came from.
And then let me ask you this. Did you keep your library wine of special years of your relationships, or when you purchase, like, I would like to try it?
Every year.
Oh my God! Wait, basically, what he's saying is that's a grip. Is this episode going into the cellar? Yeah, is this episode going to the cellar? That was like
Your kids was born.
that was like wine.
That's
keto.
the smoothest. That is the smoothest.
Oh my, yeah. So what we've got is a bluefin tuna belly, a maguro. It's got a corn pudding, a herb pea stew, and a chili crunch sauce. Really full of aromatics. There's some dried mushroom, dried seaweed, a couple other little things in there.
I think this is really a beautiful pairing with our wine. Thank you for recognizing the acid in our wine, that it would pair so well with the tuna belly. This is a perfect pairing.
Excellent.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Cheers.
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 Thank you. There you go.
I have a table question.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Because there's a lot of good conversations going on, but I'm gonna.
That's it.
What is your just favorite place that you traveled to? Everybody answer. Your favorite place in the world that you traveled to.
I think my favorite places of where I've gone have less to do about the location and more about who I've been in the moment. Where I was in that place in my life where I showed up to different places is kind of how I experienced a place, right? Or alternately, who you've been with, who you chose to experience a place with and a location with. Places I've traveled alone, which I have done a lot, are probably some of my least favorite travel experiences, not because they weren't beautiful and because I learned things, but because you didn't have somebody to share that experience with. So I can't say I have a specific location that was this is the best place I've ever been. So yeah, that's my answer. It kind of depends on where you are and who you're with.
Okay.
Portugal.
It's supposed to be beautiful.
It is beautiful. I've never been there.
My wife, Sherry McDowell, and I have traveled a little bit together. We're just together 3 years. And she's like, let's go to Portugal. So we get to Lisbon, and we just got in the car, and we just drive. And we just show up in a place, Porto Covo, and we go into a bar. And the fact that my wife and I travel very similarly is it's who you're with.
It is who
because if I was just driving around there, I'd be like, whatever. So that would be my answer.
I'm kind of upset because he took my answer. It was Portugal.
Really? Okay.
So I got married last year, and we literally did it around the world.
That's
We
amazing.
We left. We were in San Francisco City Hall. Went to Hawaii. Went to Japan. Went to Vietnam. Thailand.
Oh my gosh, I love this.
Italy. Portugal. Spain. But Portugal, when we were in Portugal, there's a place on the map was called the most western part of Europe. We rented some scooters, and it's about a 45-minute ride out of Lisbon. We get there, it's a restaurant that sits on a cliff. It's on the ocean. And we sat there and we had a dinner, and I was looking out, and I thought to myself, there was no choices that I made in life that I should deserve to have this moment.
That made me cry.
We were in Tokyo, we were in all these places, but that little moment in Lisbon was it was bar none. And then we had to ride the scooters back.
And then that feeling went
away. But I was scared the whole way. We were, yeah.
Jock was showing Sarah and I pictures of Rosa Parks. So whose name?
Rossi,
Yes, thank you.
Bob
Come on,
Williams.
yeah.
But the point is that photography is, I think, one of the few things that freezes time. And it's a marker. They help our memory stay kind of on point, because the memory's no, Dwayne was taller then. Or
was.
Or whatever. I mean, whatever. And so, but you were saying that wine is also a timekeeper.
Wine is a way to time travel. Yes, I mean, from a vintage, you're able to open a bottle, and it's like the dirt, the weather, the space, the place, and it's a way to open it up and to be like, this is where we were, what we were doing, and then obviously the sensory around that, who you were having it with, what you were doing.
That's a great way of looking at it. I never thought about this until I heard both of you just say this, but it's kind of similar in music, right? We create songs from the time of what we're living and what we're going through in those moments. And it's times where I go back and hear songs that I did 5-10 years ago, and I'm like, what was I thinking? Right?
But do you honor that, though?
Yeah, because it helps me remember how far I've come.
Right.
And I remember wanting to be here.
Right.
Now I'm here wanting to be somewhere else.
Yes.
So it's like it teaches you, like, you're going to always want more. But the key is to not compare what others have going on and be comfortable with what you've done and celebrate your success and don't steal your joy trying to compare.
Comparison is a thief of joy.
And then the time travel around that is important for this, giving the space to understand the context. I mean, we talk about that a lot of just like where we came from, where we're going, where we want to be, but also living in a space and place that isn't competitive.
So for this course, what we have is a Moroccan chicken bastilla, which is braised chicken with saffron and cinnamon, and it's wrapped in phyllo dough. It's served over a charred eggplant puree with a little bit of labneh, which is kind of like yogurt and ricotta had a baby. And you've got a little bit of Treviso radicchio and some pluots on there as well. So you've got a real interesting sort of wide spectrum spice palette there that should pair nice with your pecans.
And this is meant to be enjoyed with the 2021 vintage of the King Richard's Reserve Pinot Noir from Russian River Valley.
Omar, you were talking about special vintages. Yes. This is a special vintage. 2021 is just a beautiful vintage. This wine is a wine that we kind of love to refer to as our karma wine. So this is the King Richard's Reserve. So after we had been making wine for 2 years, we wanted to know who our best customer was. We put a spreadsheet together, we hit sort, and I kind of curse under my breath, and Susan's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you know who our best customer is? Your dad. That's who's." And so
After 2 years of working on it.
Hard truth. So,
and his favorite wine wasn't Cabernet. His favorite wine was Pinot Noir. So we were already getting our Chardonnay from the Bacigalupe family in Russian River. So I go over there to talk to them about this wine. They're like, "Well, what are you doing this for?" And I explain it to them. And I said the magic words. I told the Bacigalupe family that it was for family. And they're like, instead of giving us the worst row on the property, they gave us one of the best rows on the property because it's for family.
For family.
So this is the King Richard's Reserve.
Wow.
family.
And the back label of this wine describes our appreciation to my father-in-law for all the life lessons. Wow. And the last words are "Long live the King."
Long live the King.
Family. Long live the King.
This has made it taste even better.
Cheers.
This is the best wine I've ever tasted right here.
Very balanced.
Simba, cheers.
Well,
Thank you.
I literally hate wine.
He said that.
I literally told him. But what I realized
That's true.
is,
You didn't say hate. You said I don't drink wine.
what I realized is the wine I've had in the past may have been cheap.
I think that's still the rose of the world.
There we go. Simba's having a full circle moment.
Welcome to the Wine Drinkers Club. We just Cheers to Simba! Cheers to Simba, man!
This is incredible. Hearing these stories, hearing how you guys met, hearing how you guys connected after having children over a bottle of wine, that becoming a ritual for you guys, hearing these different things, it's a lot more than just a drink. It's an experience. And that's what today taught me, is I'm experiencing different things.
So will this change your wine? Like,
oh, I'm never going to get wine from the grocery store.
oh no! But this is what Napa is, though.
Yeah.
Having an experience that wasn't necessarily what you had thought. I mean, last week it wasn't. I hadn't planned on doing this, and then suddenly we're breaking bread. We're sharing wine. We know your stories. You know where we're from. We're sitting here. You know, you go to a winery, they pour you the wine, you hit it off with them. They're like, "Why don't you come back for a little bit more?" Or like, "Why don't we meet down?" Or you meet a winemaker in the restaurant, and it's like, "Why don't you come back to my place?" I mean, that's the essence of Napa.
It is.
It's so special and vulnerable, and yeah.
What we got for your final course here is a ribeye cap Wagyu steak And it has a smoked Gouda white grit cake with it. And then to complement that, we've got some creamed greens, which are lacinato, kale, and chard, and a little bit of maitake mushroom. And then that's all topped off with a nice bordelaise. It's got a little smoked bone marrow in there. I was trying to evoke feelings of campfire summer by including char and highlighting these seasonally relevant items all throughout the courses. And I hope that has played through and that you have seen those things. So enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chef. And this year's meant to be enjoyed with the 2019 flagship wine of Fantasca, which is our estate Cabernet grown right here on the property. Enjoy.
Yeah. So I want you guys to indulge me a second on this. My kids refer to this as the wine trick, and it's just the pairing, the natural pairing of Cabernet and steak. So I want you to take this and I want you to sip it, hold it in your mouth for a full 20 seconds, give it a 20 count, and then swallow it. Now take a bite of your steak. And while you're still chewing on your steak, take another sip of the wine and see how the steak has changed the wine.
Nah.
That's how your kids grew up, huh?
You know, Simba, I'll tell you one of the things I was really excited about to share with you when you're coming to this today.
Yeah.
Because I think, you know, when I think about your career, what I think about is perseverance. I think about all you've accomplished, how you had to kind of fight through COVID and that kind of shut everything down, but then you found a way to make that actually work for your art and that kind of perseverance. And so what's interesting about making wine is that when you tear out a vineyard and replant a vineyard, you replant that, you go to all the expense of putting that back in the ground. First year, you have to throw the grapes away. Second year, you got to throw the grapes away. Third year, you got to throw the grapes away. Fourth year, you can use the grapes. Now it goes into the barrel for 2 years. Then it goes into the bottle for a year. And 7 years later, you find out whether all that hard work was worth it.
Right or wrong.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then you get to do it again.
I mean, it probably felt like that.
No, it's so similar because in the studio, we go to the studio, I probably record 5,000 songs a year. 12 of them come out a year. Which one works?
Yeah.
Right? So you'll spend 5-6 years making an album and it'll come out and people will be like, oh, this is trash. It's like, dude, I spent 5 years trying to figure this out. Like, I know exactly what you mean.
From the curated experiences that you would like for your guests to have, what are 2 things you want your guests to walk away with?
We want them to understand how many people touched it and how long the process was to bring these wines to their pinnacle. Correct. And then to put them in front of our guests. And then we want them to understand that passion, and then we want to understand how special and unique a place Napa Valley is with its warm days and its cool nights. It's just such the perfect place to make these wines. Right. They're very unique. And those are really the 2 things we try and communicate.
It's good. I like that.
I'd like to say thank you to both of you
Yeah.
for the way you open your doors.
I'm going to lead the toast this time.
Lead the toast.
I'm going to lead the toast this time since we are in the 707. So we're going to do this the right way. In the name of my Uncle Earl Stevens. I'm not above you. I'm not below you. I'm right beside you.
To close the deal tonight, what we've got is a hazelnut financier. It's got Valrhona chocolate in there. It's got a little mascarpone cheese, some toasted hazelnuts, and it's kind of supposed to be a little evocative of a s'more.
Thank you, Chef. Absolute pleasure. So much for everyone. How about a round of applause for Chef?
Thank you very much. It really was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, Chef.
Yes, of course.
So this last wine that we're having tonight is called All Great Things. And there's 2 expressions of high-end winemaking. One is that wine should be an expression of place. It should all come from the same vineyard, and it should tell the story of Spring Mountain, which is what our estate Cabernet does. The other philosophy is that wine should be an expression of style. So if you have a very talented winemaker like Heidi Barrett, like Tony Arcudi, you should allow them the freedom to make any varietal, any vineyard in Napa Valley to make a wine that's the best expression of their style. And that's All Great Things. So All Great Things is marketed as Napa Valley red wine, which allows us to use any varietal we want to put into the wine. It's purposefully a little more rich, a little warmer climate on the other side of the Napa Valley to Spring Mountain, and it complements it. So we have an expression of style and we have an expression of place, and this is the expression of style. I want to thank you guys for coming out. One of the magical things that happens around a table with wine is that strangers turn into friends. And so thank you so much for coming, and thanks for being our new friend. Cheers.
Man. One thing I can honestly say that I learned today is the power of community. It costs us nothing to support each other.
It was interesting to come in and not know anybody, and then sitting down with people like Jock, to Omar's experience, to Jeremy's, to Simba's full journey of getting into wine. It was really cool to experience that.
What stood out the most to me was just meeting new people and knowing that the separation from one person to the next is not that great.
It's just kind of stripping off the veneer of public spaces and sitting down at a table and really getting to know people one-on-one.
What stood out to me today is a wine that I can say I will drink day in and day out.
I actually don't drink wine except on Mondays or Tuesdays or maybe Thursdays or Saturdays. This baby, this winery, these people.
I think it's one of the really special things about wine, and it's one of the reasons we created Fantasca Estate and Winery. When people gather around a table and break bread and drink wine together, they can't help but open up and talk about themselves. It's just a wonderful experience to start a dinner as strangers and end a dinner as friends.
It's what Napa Valley and wine is all about.